Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. The SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
3 persons have been remanded in custody for forging vital documents of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, as the agency provides insights into the SON's upgraded automated operational facilities, urges stakeholders to embrace the new system and ensure the importation of standard products into Nigeria. Management system certification in focus as stakeholders examine processes for enhanced service delivery in line with globally acceptable standards. The program you're watching is Standard and You, brought to you by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. Our transmission time is 6:30 in the evening every Monday on this station. Greetings to you from the Director General of the SON, Osita Bolma Esquire, dedicated management and hardworking staff of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Ifeoma Okonkwo is my name. Please stay tuned and enjoy every bit of the program. I'll be back shortly.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made in Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standard.
Welcome back. You're watching Standard and You, and thanks so much for being a part of the global brand. Let's begin by telling you that 2 Nigerians and an Indian have been remanded in custody for forging receipts of the Standards Organization of Nigeria in Lagos. Alimot Osifo reports.
Since the Standards Organization of Nigeria renewed its strategy at combating the menace of substandard goods in Nigeria, several seizures have been made and arrests recorded. While the seized products are being destroyed when found to be substandard, persons arrested in connection with such seizures are being prosecuted. These 2 Nigerians and an Indian were caught forging SON's import documents presented to the agency's officials as real. The suspects are Chuks Okeke, Shitu Adedeji, and Onkashinde. These men were accused of forging 16 out of 18 SON receipts.
Sometimes ago, this individual approached our Apapa office and presented some receipt of payment made to the Federation Joint Account, TSA. And our account department trying to confirm those receipts, 18 of them. And when they carry out their due diligence, they discovered that only 2 out of the 18 were genuine. The remaining 16 were fake. Thereafter, the organization invited the Nigerian police for investigation and interrogation. And police also carried out their investigation and discovered that indeed those documents were forged. So upon that, we filed our charge at the very high court, Ikoyi, and we just arraigned them based on that. Maybe they've been doing this in the past, but the current management of SON under the Osita Aboloma have zero tolerance for criminals. Like I said, 18 documents, 16 were forged. So the DG SON has already put every staff on their toes to carry out their duty the way it ought to be. And that's why at the earliest contact with these persons, we're able to discover the crime being perpetrated by this individual.
Justice Saliu Seidu of the Federal High Court in Lagos ordered that the suspects were remanded at the Ikoyi Correctional Services in Lagos. The case was adjourned to the 4th of March 2020.
Welcome back. The Senate Committee on Industry visited the operational headquarters of the Standards Organization of Nigeria last week. Here are details of the facility tour.
The Senate Committee, led by its chairman, Bayo Oshinowo, was on oversight visit to the operational headquarters of the Standards Organization of Nigeria and its laboratory in Ogba, Lagos. It was an exercise that afforded the committee the opportunity to inspect facilities at the SON's office and also feel the pulse of some members of staff of the organization. At the Lekki office of the SON, the committee inspected key operational offices of the agency, where members of the committee were exposed to some operational processes of the agency as well as challenges on the job. At the laboratory complex in Ogba, the committee inspected the various laboratories and equipments of the agency. They were conducted round the facility by the chief executive of the SON, Osita Aboloma. At the end of the exercise, chairman of the committee, Bayo Oshinowo, expressed determination of the National Assembly to provide legislative support aimed at deepening SON's capacity to promote Nigeria's industrial growth and development. According to the chairman, the whole idea is to reposition the Standards Organization of Nigeria to be a viable business facilitator to create wealth and job opportunities in the country.
I promise you, as the chairman of the committee, we're going to support the Standard Organization of Nigeria in the sense that if we support you fully and they are able to function maximally, it will give room to our manufacturer association to grow. And once that is functional very well, I think it will give room for employment for our youth, and it will eliminate what we call poverty in the nation.
The committee was particularly satisfied at efforts by the agency to tackling the menace of substandard products in the country, but wants the SON to do more to reduce the prevalence of fake and substandard products in Nigeria. He assured the SON of the committee's support in the fight against fake and substandard products, and is resolved to see that officials of the SON are strategically positioned at the nation's various points of entry.
We are leading other African countries in harmonization and breaking of trade barriers. Our lab, we have about 40 labs here, about 8 of them are accredited, then 20 undergoing accreditation at the same time to position them in readiness for the continental free trade. All this we've been able to achieve through the appropriation of funds to SON. What we have, we've managed judiciously, but we still need more. And I'll say it again, that this organization will be as efficient and as powerful as the Senate and the National Assembly will want them to be. We are ready. We have capacity for infinite possibilities. All we need is your encouragement and assistance. And as members of this committee, we consider you people as standard ambassadors to speak on behalf of SON. Quality assurance in Nigeria is a thankless job. We cannot do it alone. We need more ambassadors to advocate our cause, to let people know that there's no alternative to getting it right than doing the right thing. So if you see something unwholesome, say something to us.
Nigeria is no dumping ground for substandard and fake products. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bolma Esquire, tells maritime stakeholders in Lagos as he restates commitment to zero tolerance to substandard products. I was at the interactive forum that brought together stakeholders in Nigeria's maritime industry. Please take a look.
This is one of the many fora put together by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to acquaint stakeholders with the operations of the agency, especially its electronic services. It was a large gathering of representatives of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, ANCA, National Association of Government-Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, Nigerian Shippers Council, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, and various market associations. The focus was to involve measures at checking the influx of substandard products into Nigeria as critical stakeholders in the nation's maritime sector. Director General of the SON, who was represented at the occasion by Director, Inspectorate and Compliance, Engineer Obiara Manafa, frowned at the continued importation of substandard products into the country despite efforts to combat the menace. Osita Aboloma pointed out clearly that combating the various markets across the country in search of substandard products is a great challenge to officials of the SON. He advised importers to desist from importing and distributing substandard goods in Nigeria, adding that the agency will continue to explore means of tracking these products, seize and destroy them.
Over 75% of the bulk of products that enter Nigeria daily, monthly or yearly come via the nation's seaports and waterways. It will therefore be difficult to ignore the maritime sector operators in the quest for zero imports for standardization, substandard and unwholesome products, as well as the federal government ease of doing business policy. Therefore, continuous engagement with sectoral operators and stakeholders will help some to carry everybody along in the zero tolerance campaign against substandard, fake and counterfeit products. It's important to note that non-involvement of some at some ports in the country operations has continued to pose challenges, particularly to the agency's compliance and monitoring units. For us in the enforcement unit of SON, it's very difficult for us to chase substandard products across the country as far as the product has left the port. Because immediately the product leaves the port, you don't know the destination. Our primary mandate is to protect Nigerians, from the hazards of substandard products. We are not out to run anybody down. Sun is not out to destroy anybody or destroy your business. We are out to protect Nigerians.
Aboloma explained that the agency recently upgraded its portal for the operations of SUNCAP to enhance service delivery, promote quicker turnaround time, and reduce human interaction to the barest minimum.
Only those who fail to adhere to our offshore conformity assessment program and documentation will have reasons to complain. Our application and approval processes for SUNCAP is seamless and is working very well.
Heads of critical departments of the SON took turns to expose stakeholders to operations and services offered by the agency.
Now, these are the objectives why SON is in the maritime industry. We are there to ensure that the mandate of SON is carried out in the maritime industry. We are also there to provide prompt and efficient services to clients trading across ports and borders. Instead of you going to Lekki or the head office or state offices, we are very close to you there so that we can give you prompt attention to ensure that all imported products regulated by SON meet standard and other regulatory requirements, to prevent the importation of substandard products and hence dumping in the country, to collaborate with other agencies, both government and non-governmental, customs, police, NAVDAC, NDLA, NESWA, Shippers Council, NPA, Navy, DSS, NAGAF, and ALCA, and others for seamless operation and effective performance.
All products and SUNCAP certificates shall be obtained from Standard Solution of Nigeria by independent accredited firms whose offices are located worldwide. In SON, SON does not issue the SONCAP certificate directly by ourselves. The process is an outsourced process and it's an offshore process. And we have 6 of the accredited companies that issue that certificate on behalf of SON. They carry out inspection and testing before those certificates are to be issued. And 6 of them are Bureau Veritas, China Standard Inspection Company, CCIC, Cotecna, SGS, and Intertech.
For the various representatives of the stakeholders who lamented the negative impact substandard products have had on their business, described the forum as apt and one with immense benefit to the various participants. They all agreed that compliance to standard has become imperative even as the nation is strategizing to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. The theme of the sensitization was facilitating trade through SON automated services.
We never approach the platform with clearance, and that has been transparency at any given time, honesty at any given time, due process and diligence.
If you look at the procedures and the nomenclatures we see today, in as much as it looks cumbersome, yes, we need to streamline them, but it's something to show that there must be a stringent procedure so that people must be discouraged from doing things that are not right, bringing illicit, fake, substandard products into this country.
We must do anything humanly possible to make sure that we eradicate fake products in the market, and we are ready to comply with some anytime.
You're watching Africa's authoritative television program on product quality and safety. We will continue to improve on management system certification processes to remain relevant in the global scene. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bonema, gave this assurance at the Certified Management Systems Clients Forum held in Lagos. Alimoto Sifo was there for Standard and You.
These are auditors, top management officials, and representatives of various organizations in different sectors of the economy. The focus of this forum is to examine Standards Organization of Nigeria Management System Certification Scheme, with a view of exploring ways of improving on value-added services to its clients.
You are aware that standardization is all about you ensuring that you do service to the requirement of the customer. So customer preference matters. So we are just getting this forum to know what are the new requirements the customers want us to do so that we can serve them better. Talking with the stakeholders, trying to get their feedback to know exactly how we can continually improve our process to meet with their new feedback. That is the essence of this forum today.
According to the Director of Management Systems Certification, Engineer Felix Inyadu, the SON Management Systems Certification Directorate, which commenced certification in 1994, has evolved over the years into an internationally accredited certification body to further ensure provision of quality services by organizations. This, it noted, verifies the competence of SON in certifying organizations that have management systems that conforms to the requirements of the applicable management system standard. The SON's chief executive, represented by a director of the agency, Kabir Muhammad, charged participants to come up with ideas to enhancing management system certification processes in Nigeria. Some participants at the forum expressed delight at SON's performance in various certification of management systems. This, they maintained, has helped the organization grow, learn, and increase efficiency.
SON certification starts from the implementation course and go to the auditor's course and lead auditor's course. It has been a long journey though, but it has really assisted our organization in terms of documentation, activities, in terms of unifying our products and services, in terms of worldwide recognition. SON certification has actually helped us tremendously.
The journey of being certified for ISO 9001 and ISO 45001, I would say that was learning experience in itself. During the process, during this certification, when it was being implemented, we learned so many things on how to correct our system, how to make it a standard which is world class, which is acceptable. And I think we have been able to put it in practice also, which has helped us to increase in our efficiency. And definitely the recognition in the market is something worthwhile.
SON Management System Certification has been that of a very supportive, collaborative also, of value-adding opportunities, because with the Management System Certification body, we are able to have a lot of engagement. We are able to, with the SON pool of resources, interact and pass a lot of very good value-added opportunities for engagement in this sector.
In the past, many people thought that SON is not accredited internationally, but this type of certificate they issue now meet the international standard, and we are proud of them.
Highlights of the events were paper presentation on Management System Certification Standard, alongside a question and answer session which afforded participants the opportunity to get clarifications on issues around management system certification. Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Every day, Nigerians buy and use thousands of products at home, work, and on the go. Consumers expect that these goods will satisfy their needs. But did you know, consumer satisfaction and protection is a collective responsibility. It demands input from not just the manufacturer, importer, and government, but also you, the consumer. Producing safe and quality products is one of the manufacturer's responsibility to consumers. The importer has a responsibility to ensure foreign products conform with standards. For the Standards Organization of Nigeria, our primary responsibility is to ensure that locally manufactured products in Nigeria give the required satisfaction to consumers through compliance with standards and ensure goods imported into the country meet the minimum requirements of Nigerian industrial standards. What about you, the consumer? Do you know your rights? Do you verify expiry dates before purchasing? Do you read contents of goods warranty card? Do you check for product certification marks? Do you read and follow safety instructions? Do you use products appropriately? Do you speak up by reporting cases of fake and substandard products to the Standards Organization of Nigeria? If your answers to these questions are positive, good for you. Otherwise, you are neglecting your consumer responsibility. No doubt, all hands must be on deck to fight against fake and substandard products in Nigeria. You have a role to play. Chinedu Anyegbuna says, great work by the DG and management team of SON. Standards Organization of Nigeria is moving to greater heights, all thanks to the barrister Osita Aboloma. Thank you so much, Chinedu. It's nice to hear from you. Yusuf from Abuja says, thank you, SON, for your struggle to ensure quality. Issues concerning quality cannot be compromised. The standards are clear and scientifically proven. No importer or producer is smarter or wiser than millions of quality-minded Nigerians. Thank you so much, Yusuf, for your contribution. Anonymous message here says, I like Standards Organization of Nigeria a lot because they are making products safe for us. Thank you, and we hope to serve you better. Chima from Enugu says, I love the program. It's very interesting. Thank you so much, Chima, and keep watching. Anonymous message here says, do you have an office in Benin? Yes, SON Edo State office is at Block D1 second floor, Federal Secretariat, Benin City. Ramat Daniel from Kaduna says, I always enjoy watching your program. Thank you so much. It's nice to hear from you and keep watching. Chris Obi from Lagos says, we have been indulged for too long without improving our mediocre processes. SON is doing the right thing to enforce standards. That is the only way we can improve. Certainly, I agree with you. Thank you, Chris, for reaching out to us. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. 0705-972-4455 is the number to send in your text and WhatsApp messages to, with your full name and location. Tag along with us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Remember, we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Bye for now.
Why you dey buy fake product, Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know.